Matt Cousin knows the highs and lows of an addiction to gambling.
It affected my mental health, affected the way I looked at the world, and there was a time towards the end where I was suicidal and did make an attempt on my own life, and that's sort of where it ends up for a lot of people, unfortunately.
He now campaigns for a tightening of existing laws around who, how and when people can place bets in an industry that derives much of its wealth from a minority of compulsive gamblers.
I think there's very little justification for promoting an industry like this in its current form. I think at the moment you've got basically a situation where about 86% of the profits online are coming from 5% of gamblers.
More than half of bettors use their mobile devices to gamble. 3/4 of them 18 to 34-year-olds using multiple sites. With sports betting skyrocketing during the pandemic, you only need to look at England's Premier League to see the prevalence and prominence of the betting industry.
Brentford is one of many teams whose shirts are emblazoned with gambling logos, and many of the ads around the game are for online betting companies. Its owner made his fortune precisely as a professional gambler, and Ivan Toney, one of its star players, its striker who also plays for England, was recently banned for 8 months for breaching Football Association rules on gambling.
Many leading clubs have agreed to stop lucrative matchday front-of-shirt sponsorship deals with gambling companies for mid-2026. The UK government's also recently published a white paper of gambling laws for the digital age, including maximum stakes for under 25-year-olds and affordability checks for online customers. But the reforms could be many years away.
It's great to see that change is coming, but what we do see in the white paper is that lots of the measures proposed are subject to further consultation, and that's a concern just because of the time it takes. Until those consultations are complete and change has happened, we won't see those greater protections in place.
Only one of the dozen gambling companies we contacted offered us a comment. Entain, that owns multiple big betting brands and platforms, says it's in favour of regulation that ensures appropriate protection to all players while preserving the market. For Matt Cousin, meaningful change needs to happen at a meaningful pace to protect vulnerable users from gambling with their lives. Neave, Al Jazeera, London.